So this is what I'm calling the N-Strike Ultra Tek 8. As you can see, it's just a Ultra Tek 8 by Buzz Bee. It's not called that overseas. I feel like I've seen another name for it. I'll probably write it on the screen now. Alright, cool. Got that over and done with. So what I've done is I have taken the back piece off a Barricade. Now the reason I used the Barricade is that way I didn't have to worry about the black piece and the inner shell. So it was just one piece, real simple. I just dremeled it off, sanded it down flat, reinforced with 2 bolts, which I love because it's going to keep it nice and sturdy. I have a rail up the top here. I took this rail from a Recon cocking mechanism. And same with the front attachment piece. With the front attachment piece there was a lot of trying. Originally it was on the inside, however that just didn't work. And it was quite funny because when I was prototyping with it, I had it upside down. So I got to the stage where I was ready to make the decision and realised when I attached the attachment piece. So when I show you the inside it's a bit cut up, and that is just because of that reason. But the cool thing with it is it's easy to reopen and make any tweaks. And I put in a Orange Mod Works Finder / Stampede spring. So let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, and here it is. With this back piece, I started by building a epoxy putty wall on the inside. From there I have poured in epoxy adhesive just to make sure it's stuck. Let that cure, 2 bolts through each. These have been glued into place. This is not going to move. I've given it a pretty solid whack and it hasn't moved at all. I had to drop it down this far because the actual cocking mechanism comes back beyond the point, and with an attachment piece it actually rises a bit, so that is the reason I had to do that. As you can see, catch didn't need to be upgraded, the spring was already strong enough, trigger mechanism works perfectly fine. Didn't bother changing any locks because they're not that bad, they don't really do anything horrible. When you come up to the front here, I have had to trim it down a bit, so this is how the trigger mechanism works. When you pull that, it drops down. So, right, here is one of the battles with the way that Buzz Bee use their dart tooth. As you can see, it's a door. So the problem is I originally tried to mount this on the inside, but it just wasn't enough clearance and it just wasn't working as it needed to be. So a funny story, the top part of it is being engraved away, not to clear it because it fits perfect. It's actually because I installed it upside down the first time I put it on. So yeah, I made quite a massive mistake. And next one I do, if I do another one, will be a lot cleaner. But as you can see, it is perfectly straight and tooth has no issue going. There's a sturdy epoxy 3-day cure there. I've then epoxy puttied around this lovely groove here. It was because I originally had it into there, and that groove was to sit on the other side of this. It worked out in the end because it became a catch for the other side. So if you look at what the other side looks like, there's a nice groove, so it keeps it from sliding. A bit of a poor job here. I didn't backfill it with blue tack, so it could be worse. I'm going to make myself a pump grip out of this. There's a notch in there that I'll sand down, but then this is going to be my pump grip. Since I had to cut the Recon slide off for that and the front piece, I've got a handle there, so I was thinking of attaching the Recon handle to the front, being the perfect pump grip. And the cool thing is because of the draw on it, it will stop about there, so I'm not going to have to worry about the back piece. So yay. One last thing, also just show you this rail, nice and simple. I just epoxied it, adhesive 3-day cure time along here, went ahead and puttied that little cap, glued it, stuck it on, left it for 3 days, then pressed it against the other side. Super stoked. I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. Long term I'll probably replace the barrel with brass. You can see the goal of this was to keep it as straight as possible. Now I hope you can see that is perfectly straight. The seam goes perfect all the way down. Seam just lines up perfectly all the way through to the very end. So that was a challenge, but hey, it's worked out perfectly. 18 rounds through the tight fitting Recon barrel, just to show it straight. I'm just going to shoot all 18 rounds.